So I'm just blah, 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 blah. Okay. Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Hannah and I live in Los Angeles with my husband Alex and our dog Kaboom. I thought I would just sit down and chat for a bit for the past 5 weeks. Here on YouTube, the videos that I've shared have either been camping related or house related, and so I just have all of this footage from going out and about here in LA, and I wanted to share it with you. And Kaboom is laying right next to me, so if you hear any weird noises, that's him. So I have a bunch of footage that I wanted to share with you from the past month or so. I feel like this video is gonna be sort of similar to my life lately vlog, which was sort of the last video that I did where I was just sharing what I had been up to recently. It's been a while, it's been 6 weeks now since I last had a video go up that was just sort of, you know, random moments from life, living here in Los Angeles, being out and about. And I think for this video, I'm just gonna blab on about all the stuff that I've done recently, and then I will share the footage as I'm talking. I just thought that it's been a while since I had done a life catch up, and I have quite a few new subscribers compared to the last time I did like a life lately vlog, which was actually my very first life lately vlog. I had 20 subscribers before sharing the home tour video, which now has over 50,000 views. So I had 20 subscribers and now I'm in the triple digits, which is wild. So to be closer and closer to potentially 1,000 subscribers, to have over 500 is just sort of mind-blowing, because it really did happen quite quickly, unexpectedly. I think when I shared the home tour video, because I love home tour content, I sort of had a feeling like I probably was gonna get more views than I would normally get on a video, but I had no idea I was gonna get tens of thousands of views. Like, I was blown away when I surpassed 1,000, because I have yet to have any other video prior get to 1,000 plus views. It's just been pretty mind-blowing. Initially, it was quite overwhelming, and I feel like now, thankfully, I am not as overwhelmed, and I think also generally there's just like less traffic, and so it just feels a little quieter, because I was really overwhelmed by not only how many views I was getting, but then also how many comments. And so then to get comments that were either like really like weird or quite forward, or just like flat out negative, it was definitely more difficult initially. As someone with RSD, to get like any type of negative comment, or to get like a weird comment that could kind of be perceived as a negative comment, initially I was like, can I still do this? I don't know if this is going to be a net positive for me, and therefore I don't know if it's really going to be worth it. But I think that it was like an initial shock. I think also just like the overwhelming amount of positive comments, and then just to like get so many new subscribers of people who enjoy my content is really exciting. It's important for myself, like, as long as I'm enjoying this, I want to continue to just show up. And I think that when you're just showing up as yourself, being authentic, being consistent, like, your community will find you. And I kind of have to keep telling myself that, because I think, you know, at times, like with the home tour video, by far and away get completely outperformed and continues to outperform all my other videos. And I think ultimately that brought a lot of lovely people to my channel, which is really exciting. But inevitably it's gonna also bring people who wouldn't otherwise visit my channel because it's just like not for them. Certain people who can't just like walk away quietly and be like, oh, well, this isn't for me. Like, they have to announce it. And it's like, I mean, they're telling on themselves more than anything, because it's like a happy, content person isn't leaving a miserable comment. You know, only a miserable person is doing that. So I have to keep like reminding myself of these things. But yeah, I mean, you understand why the internet is a very dangerous place. It can be quite dangerous for people's mental health. With that being said, I'm generally like very happy and grateful for the success of the home tour, because it brought so many lovely people to my channel. So if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy you're here. It really means the world to me. Thank you so much for the support. It really means so much. I truly cannot believe that I had 20 subscribers just a handful of weeks ago. It is a bit surreal, especially because I can't even really believe that I'm doing YouTube, like that I'm putting myself in videos that I'm publishing on YouTube. And so then to know that there are people watching and subscribing to my channel is very wild. It still hasn't completely hit me. I haven't sat down and really talked about this since my home tour video blew up, because even filming the intro to the Casita video, my most recent video, that I filmed the intro for very shortly after publishing the home tour video. And so ultimately now, at the time of me filming this, it's been over a week since my parents left. So quite a bit of time has passed. It was a pretty chaotic couple of weeks for me of filming all of that tour footage. Shortly after filming that and editing that video, even before I finished editing the before and after, I was, you know, sitting down and filming the intro to the Casita video. And then my parents came into town, and I think now that I have so many new subscribers, and that now a vast majority of the people subscribed to this channel are being introduced to me here on YouTube. So it's not just like my friends and family anymore who like generally know quite a bit about me. So I feel like I should do like an about me video. I have a bunch of footage that I wanted to share with you from the past month or so. Beginning on July 17th, we went to go see the Odyssey and 70mm opening day at the Fox Westwood Village Theater, which is now rebranded Director's Village. The theater temporarily reopened earlier this summer with screenings of classic films, as well as a 3-week run of the Odyssey in 70mm. It is operated by American Cinematheque in partnership with the Village Directors Circle, which is a collective of filmmakers brought together to lead the reopening of the theater. And the collective includes Christopher Nolan, so it felt particularly fitting to go see the film at this theater. The theater is going to be undergoing renovations this fall before officially reopening next year. Alex and I had never been to the Fox Theater before, so it was really exciting to be able to go. It was great to be able to go to see it before the renovations. What also is really exciting is that the Bruin, which is right across the street, is reopening as well. And both those theaters had been shuttered since 2024. And then 2 weekends later, the weekend before my parents came into town, we went to do a self-guided tour of the Bullocks Wilshire Building. So the Bullocks Wilshire Building is now owned and occupied by Southwestern Law School. And so what is very cool is that they offer an open house every year, 1 weekend a year, and the day of self-guided tours, it's a single day. So you have to be like on their mailing list, not only to get notified of when the open house is taking place, but then when tickets go on sale in order to get your tickets. Southwestern Law School, they're incredible stewards. You can tell that they really appreciate the history. They want to honor it. I just was really blown away in the fact that they open it to the public to allow the public to come and see the building. building. They gave us a pamphlet, and so I'm gonna just read from it. So the Bullocks Wilshire Building was designed in 1929. It operated as a luxury department store from 1929 to 1993. Its design inspired by an illuminating visit to the 1925 International Exhibition of Modern, Decorative, and Industrial Arts in Paris. It epitomizes the Art Deco style with its terracotta and copper-clad ornamentation and sleek edges. The fashionable store and its beautifully appointed tea room regularly drew Hollywood elites such as John Wayne, Greta Garbo, Alfred Hitchcock, Marlene Dietrich, and Mae West. For more than 60 years, the name Bullocks Wilshire was synonymous with elegance and style. Eventually, business at Bullocks Wilshire took a downfall as malls moved into suburbia, shopping habits and merchandising changed, and high-end stores opened farther west. And then the store permanently closed in 1993, marking the end of an era and generating serious concern for the future of one of the city's most beautiful and beloved buildings. But then in 1994, Southwestern saved the landmark and set out to convert it into a dynamic academic venue while retaining its historic character. And I think they were able to do this very successfully. This award-winning adaptive reuse project took over 10 years and $29 million. The first, second, and fifth floors were restored to their 1929 interiors with modifications for use as a law school, while the third and fourth floors were renovated while still reflecting an Art Deco aesthetic. And the legendary tea room on the fifth floor, once a destination for the city's elite, is now a dining area and cafeteria for students and faculty. And so the entrance from the motor court is much grander than its street traffic counterpart. So I actually didn't even get any footage. We didn't walk around to the street side of the building because we just entered through the parking lot. Patrons arriving under the porte cochere would be greeted by the splendor of the Spirit of Transportation ceiling fresco by Herman Sachs. The glass entry doors will lead you into the grand perfume hall, and it looks apparently much as it did at the store's opening in 1929. The floor display cases, not the originals but those in the building at time of purchase, holds displays of Southwestern Law School's history as well as clothing, accessories, and memorabilia from Bullocks Wilshire's 64 years. It is sort of like a little museum when you walk in there. These items are part of the Southwestern's Bullocks Wilshire fashion archive of more than 400 objects related to Bullocks Wilshire. Southwestern really takes its job seriously as being stewards of this building and the history of Bullocks Wilshire as a department store. And so it's not just about the architecture, but it's also about how the building was originally used, and they really honor that and pay homage to it. It just was something that you don't typically see because so often these buildings are demolished, and if they're not, they're changed so significantly that the past is completely erased. So it was phenomenal the entire time we spent there. I highly recommend getting on the mailing list. So I'm gonna put that in the description box if you're interested and you want to sign up because you want to go to their open house next year. I highly recommend. Then there are 30 original one-of-a-kind clocks that were designed specifically for the Bullocks Wilshire interior. So they're just sort of peppered throughout the space. So the building exterior with its recessed vertical strips of windows, asymmetrical setbacks, and chevron decorative elements leading the eye upward to its central tower, Bullocks Wilshire epitomizes the zigzag modern architectural style. It is a 5-story steel-enforced concrete building topped with a 241-foot tower. The snowflake spandrels are made of copper and were originally intended to have their rich green patina rather than their original copper color. A glazed tan terracotta covers the exterior, while the base of the building is veneered by black granite. The large display windows surrounding the ground floor were built especially large to allow car traffic to see into. We just prioritize the main entrance and then inside the building. That was just truthfully the coolest experience. So that was the weekend before the week that my parents were coming into town. My parents visited for 4 nights, so they were here for 3 full days. The first day we went to the beach. We had incredible weather. So that was the first day, and then on the second day we did a hike at Franklin Canyon, which is located in Beverly Hills, and then we made our way down county to Manhattan Beach, which is where we had lunch. We had never been to Manhattan Beach, so it was really nice to visit a new town in LA County that we had never been to before. We walked on the pier. They have a very cool, they call it the aquarium building. We didn't end up going into, but it's a great little pier. So the third and final day, we began with a visit to Self-Realization Fellowship Lake Shrine. And so that's in the Pacific Palisades. It was dedicated in 1950. It was envisioned to be a spiritual environment where people from all over the world could come and experience peace of heart and mind. It offers a lakeside meditation garden with shrines and waterfalls, a hilltop temple with weekly inspirational services and meditations, a retreat for silent renewal, and an ashram for monks of Self-Realization Fellowship. It really is quite a special place. Like, it's just absolutely worth a visit. So then after we visited the lake shrine, we went down county a little bit to the Marina del Rey area, and we went for a hike at Bologna Wetlands Ecological Reserve, and we had lunch and then went kayaking in Marina del Rey Harbor. So that was our final big activity for my parents' visit. We had the best time and it went by super fast, as is always the case. And then the weekend after my parents visited, Alex and I went to do another tour of a historic building. We toured Los Angeles's former General Hospital. It hasn't been operating as a hospital since 2008, and ultimately it's getting turned into housing. So the building is safe from demolition, and they're turning it into much needed housing, which is incredibly exciting. It is a spectacular building. And so we did the tour through Los Angeles Conservancy. We're members of the Conservancy. We love the Conservancy. We've done so many tours with them in the past. Most recently, we did the Westwood tour that they offer, from what I can tell, like once or twice a year. And so we did that tour this past spring, and I actually shared footage from the tour in my Life Lately vlog. And so they organized, it was just a single day and it all happened very last minute. The tickets went on sale, I think like a week and a half beforehand. And so I think at the most we found out about the tour a couple days before tickets went on sale. Like, it all just happened very quickly. And they had done this last year, and presumably we weren't able to attend. So it was just a single day, and I think maybe it was something like 100 spots that they had open. I don't know how many spots they had exactly. I'm presuming that maybe all the spots went to members. I don't know if they ever were able to open it up to the rest of the public, but we thankfully secured a spot. They gave us this brochure, so I'll just read a bit. For many years, the Conservancy has been advocating for the preservation preservation and reuse of the historic General Hospital building, and it's thrilled to embark on its next chapter. Located in Los Angeles's Lincoln Heights neighborhood, the monumental Los Angeles General Hospital was constructed between 1927 and 1933 to address the region's rapid growth and urgent demand for more hospital beds. It was designed by the LA Architects Association of Los Angeles, and the 19-story Art Deco style landmark was dedicated in April of 1934. At the time, it was the largest hospital in the nation, embodying the era's ideals of scale, organization, and form. Built at a cost of $14 million, the project required 12,000 tons of structural steel and encompassed roughly 31 acres of floor space. There is an inscription above the lobby entry that says, "Erected by the citizens of the County of Los Angeles to provide hospital care for the acutely ill and suffering, in order that no citizen of the county shall be deprived of health or life for lack of such care and services." And so this statement guided the hospital's mission for decades until damage caused by the 1994 Northridge earthquake forced most operations to relocate to the adjacent medical center, which is now Los Angeles General Medical Center, which opened in 2010. Since then, the original 1.2 million square foot building has remained largely vacant and deteriorating, awaiting the significant improvements needed to once again serve the community. In June of 2025, the LA County Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to advance the long-awaited redevelopment project. This approval allowed the county to begin the process of transforming the dormant landmark, featuring up to 885 residential units, with 25% of them being affordable housing, medical offices, retail, open space, and supportive services, in addition to those residential units. So then, backed by over $100 million in public funding, the project marks a major step toward restoring the hospital's legacy as a place of healing, reimagined for a new generation. The current phase of work involves preparing the General Hospital building for seismic retrofit. Soon, LA's General Hospital will once again be aligned with its original mission to serve the community and every resident in the county. So I think they're delayed, which is not surprising with construction, and so they thought they would be further along, but because they're not, they allowed Los Angeles Conservancy to organize this single day of tours for its members. So that was really exciting to be able to have the opportunity to go and see how the hospital looks before the renovations. It is a spectacular building, the General Hospital building. You could definitely see why they would want to keep it, but make sure that it can actually be used so it doesn't continue to stay vacant and deteriorate even further. I've been blabbing for so long now. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of seeing the various things that I've done within the past month or so here in Los Angeles, in addition to getting the house ready to film a house tour and then also preparing for my parents' visit. So it's been a busy month. It's been a really exciting time, and I thank you so much for wanting to join me at this time and sharing this with me to be part of this community that hopefully this channel is creating. I really truly appreciate your support so much. So I hope you enjoyed this sort of life catch-up video. I just really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. At the very end here, I thought I would just include a hummingbird enjoying our new lavender plants, which unfortunately have been dealing with a bit of root shock, so they don't look as good as they look here. But anyway, I wanted to throw this in at the end. Okay.